I'm going to tell you the 3 different ways you can get paid as a Lyft driver. Number 1, Lyft Direct. You can see I'm on the site right now. This is essentially a Lyft debit card that once you complete a ride, those earnings will go on this card. Going down here, you do earn cash back as well. So let's say up to 7% on fuel for platinum drivers, 4% on dining, 1% on groceries, 1% on a bonus category. So you have different ways of getting cash back as well. And there's more benefits. There's no low balance fees, no maintenance fees, save your goals, access to 20,000 plus no fee ATMs, save on car related costs. So this is a way for you to get paid with your earnings instantly on a debit card. I do want to stress as well, it's not a credit card, it's a debit card. It's not one of those situations where you have, let's say, a $5,000 limit and you can go out and go crazy and spend as much as you want. This is a debit card that any single time you make money when it comes to Lyft, it goes in that card. You can go out and use it to, like, say, buy more gas, do maintenance on your car, buy groceries, and anything else you need to spend money on. Number 2, Lyft Express Pay. For me, this is actually my favorite one out of these 3 for a couple different reasons I am going to explain. Now, the way it works, you first have to put in a debit card on your Lyft account. So, for example, let's you sign up with a bank, you get a checking account with that bank. You can also get a debit card. Of course, this is pretty standard when it comes to a lot of banking. So what you do is, like, say you go out and you drive, let's say you make $100. First thing, make sure you connect that debit card. It has to be your debit card when it comes to Lyft for Express Pay. Then you go to the app, you hit a button, and instantly, that money's put on that debit card, and because it's connected to your bank account, it's put in your bank account. I will say there's an 85-cent fee. I mean, whatever, type thing. I'm going to be honest, I like this the best out of these 3 for a couple different reasons, like I said. 1, when it comes to the Lyft debit card, I don't like, although it's instant, and although I don't pay that 85-cent fee or whatever, I don't like that if, like, say I want to pay off a bill or something, that it goes on, like, another account. Because once it's on that debit card and on, like, say, a separate account, I have to use that debit card, like, say, I can use it to go out and buy stuff, right? But I kind of like the fact that, like, say, if I go out, I drive, I make some money, like, say, again, $100, I hit a button, it's now instantly in my bank account. If, like, say, as a lot of people do, I have, like, say, auto pay for health insurance, for my car, for, I don't know, whatever the case is, at least I know that money's going directly into my bank account that's already kind of connected with autopay with these other bills that I do have to pay. I kind of like keeping it, at least in my opinion, kind of in-house. And yes, the only drawback, being honest, the only drawback is you do have to spend 85 cents every time you do that. But I'd much rather spend 85 cents every time I do the instant cash out and the express pay than go on, let's say, a random debit card. Although, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the debit card's bad. And if you use it right, you definitely can save a lot of money and everything. But at least to me, just being honest, I'd much rather just have that cash go directly into my account. And number 3, I'm just going to call this standard payment. And that is this. Once a week, that money will be put in your bank account. So let's say you're like, you know what? I don't really care to get the Lyft debit card or Lyft Direct. I don't really feel like manually going to the app, let's say every day or every couple days, and withdrawing my earnings directly to my account. I'd rather just drive. And then when I get paid, I get paid. And like I said, this happens once a week, and this also happens automatically. Now I want to give you 3 cool pro tips to make more money through the Lyft app, and especially the features. 1, notifications. So in the upper right, like, say on your app, you'll see like a little bell. You can click it and see different things that are going on for that week, for that month, whatever the case is. Lyft is always doing different bonuses and different guarantees and all this kind of stuff's going on. It does depend, like, say, season to season. It also depends area to area. In case you didn't know, your location is the number 1 factor that determines how much money you can make as a Lyft driver. When it comes to this, though, especially when it comes to the notifications, make sure you check them, because they might say, hey, on this weekend, if you do over 50 rides, we're going to give you an extra $100. That's a great $100 bonus, right? There's a lot of different ways and a lot of different rewards and incentives Lyft will do, and it's very random. When I've interviewed a lot of drivers, and at least at the exact time of this video, I've probably, in terms of the comments, talking in person, talking online, I've probably interviewed over 1,000 drivers at this point. which is pretty crazy to say. I've noticed that the drivers who make a lot of money, who love driving for Lyft, typically focus a lot on the bonuses, the rewards. They have their own kind of strategies to put that into place. The people who don't make that much money, or just kind of do it randomly, don't really check the bonuses. They don't really check the app or the notifications. They just kind of turn on the app, they start driving, they get done driving, that's it. Definitely check the notifications. This is a way to maximize your earnings. Number 2, the best times to drive. Now, when it comes to the best times to drive, typically, in most cases, right, you're looking at the morning commutes, so 7 to 9 a.m., maybe 7 to 10 a.m., depending on the city. Then 5 to 7 p.m., the evening commute, then Friday and Saturday nights. I'll also give a little shout out to Saturday and Sunday mornings, I think can be a good time too. So definitely try those out. You might find out that, let's say on a Friday night, it actually doesn't pay as much as a Saturday morning. Or, for example, I've talked about this in other videos, that you have the pregame hours, like say from, I'd say like say on a Friday night, like 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 p.m., where people are not necessarily going out per se, but they're going to their friend's place to get ready to then go out. However, and this is huge, when it comes to the quote-unquote best times to drive on the Lyft app, it will also show you events. And this is big because I promise you, events, I find, sometimes have the highest surges, period. Because let's say it's a Wednesday night at 10 p.m., for example. I mean, not the craziest time to drive. It's the middle of the week. It's a bit late. Most people do, like, say, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. However, if, let's say, there's, like, a Taylor Swift concert, right? Tons of Swifties are out. They're partying. They're really excited about that concert. And the concert gets out. And, like, say, 9:30, there's going to be an insane amount of people looking to get a ride at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. And those surges can sometimes be the highest surges possible. And on the Lyft app, if you swipe up, it will show you all these different events, from musical concerts to sporting events to conferences to, graduations is another big one. I remember in Boston when I was driving, there'd be some days, I remember, especially in like the peak of Boston, because there's so many colleges and everything, let's say Tuesday at 1 p.m., dead. Never a good time to drive. But when it was all these, graduations and everything, the surges were through the roof because, one, a lot of people needed a lift. Not surprising. But even bigger than that, there weren't really that many drivers on the road, which means I got way more rides. Driving in these off-peak hours, while typically they're not that good to drive, can be massive. If you look at the Lyft app, just do it maybe once a week, like say on a, Sunday night. You're just like, okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, Tuesday at 7 p.m., there's a basketball game? Okay, good. I'm going to keep that in mind. Or there's this big concert or whatever. Always check those, because those big events, those really good times to drive, can typically pay more money than any of the other peak hours. Number 3, goals and alerts. These are cool little things that you can do in the app that just kind of help you out as a driver. Now, the first one, you can set an earnings goal for the week. I find for most drivers, because remember, when it comes to driving for Lyft, the pro and the con is you are your own boss. You can go out and drive whenever you want, how you want. You turn on the app whenever you want, you turn it off. However, it's also pretty easy to slack off. If let's say you need to go out and drive and you get lazy, no one's going to slap you on the wrist or even contact you or email you. If you don't make the money that you need to be making and you're just getting lazy, no one's going to come after you, right? It's not like a typical job. So one thing you can do is set a quota. I find drivers do this in 3 different ways. There's 3 different strategies. 1, the amount of rides. You say, you know what? I'm going to do 10 rides today. Whether it takes me 5 hours or 8 hours, I'm going to do 10 rides. The second way is by time. So you say, you know what? I'm going to drive from, let's say, the morning commuting hours, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. If I make a lot of money, awesome. If I don't, no big deal, because maybe tomorrow's going to be a better day, right? You're going to do it on the time that you're going to drive, similar to like a 9 to 5 job, for example. Now, the third way is by earnings. In case you didn't know, on the Lyft app, you can actually set a weekly earnings goal. So you say, you know what? This week, I need to make $500. And what you do is you go out and you drive, and you can kind of check it as like almost like a progress bar on the app. And I'm going to be honest, this doesn't necessarily boost your earnings in any way per se, but it's a cool tool or cool trick just to have in the app to kind of keep you on focus, keep you on par with your earnings goal. Because like I said, when you are a Lyft driver, it's very easy to slack off, right? There's a lot of pros and cons to Lyft in general, but if you, let's say, need to make a certain amount of money to pay for bills, put food on the table, whatever the case is, this is a good way to kind of like keep you in check, so to speak. The second cool trick is alerts. In case you didn't know, you can actually go after swiping up, especially if you're checking the best times to drive, like I mentioned, you can actually set alerts. So let's say there's like I said, a Taylor Swift concert, and it's getting out at about 9:30 on a Wednesday. I would say, okay, you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on the app, set an alert for Wednesday at 9 p.m. Your phone, let's say, go off at 9 p.m., similar to an alarm. You then say, okay, great. You jump in your car, you go and start driving. Those alerts can be very beneficial because, yes, when it comes to the morning and evening commutes, those are kind of standard, right? At least for me, when I was driving back in Boston, when I was doing those commutes a lot, I woke up at the same time every day, did it for 2 or 3 hours, came back. It was just like clockwork for me, right? I wasn't really thinking. But when it comes to the events, like I mentioned earlier, which can pay a lot of money, it's kind of easy to forget, like, oh, shoot, there's a thing going on this Thursday at 2 p.m. What was it again? It was like some conference or whatever. And yes, you can check the app, but it's kind of cool, like I said, every Sunday night to check the best times to drive, check those notifications, and of course, not only setting the quota, but then going in and maybe setting alerts, being like, okay, here are the best events I think this week that are going to pay a lot of money. I'm going to set alerts for all of them. And now, a bonus tip to make more money as a Lyft driver through the Lyft app, and that is referrals. Now this, I've done some videos about this that are very like dedicated towards it, but overall, in case you didn't know, if you refer somebody to be a Lyft driver and they hit certain requirements, you get money and they get money. So I'm going to be honest, it is a win-win. So if you know anybody who's signing up, if let's say you do videos like me, if let's say you do blog posts, if let's say you do anything on social media, whatever the case is, make sure you post your referral link and your referral code. There's a couple different reasons why. One, this happened to me, unfortunately. If someone goes to Lyft.com and they sign up and they start driving, guess how much money they make for their referral bonus or their sign-on bonus? Nothing. This is what happened with me. And during this time, I don't know why I didn't think about this. When I was driving in Boston, they had a deal that if you referred somebody to drive, you would get $1,000 bonus. They would get $1,000 bonus. It's kind of crazy. And I missed out on that because I did not use anybody's referral link or anybody's referral code. So it's actually advantageous for, let's say, your friends to sign up using your code. It's actually a win for them to sign up using your code. So that's the first thing. They cannot get that sign-on bonus unless they actually use some referral link or referral code. The second thing is make sure they hit those requirements. It does depend state to state, city to city even. It's kind of interesting how Lyft has this whole kind of like algorithm almost in terms of, one, how much money you can make per area, but two, the rides and requirements they have to do. So for some places, you have to do, let's say, 100 rides within the first 30 days. If, let's say, they do those 100 rides in 32 days, they get nothing, you get nothing. It's all or nothing when it comes to this bonus. So keep that in mind. So that's something they should know. Now, on average, being honest, I'd say the average driver does about 2 rides an hour. So when I hear 100 rides in 30 days, I hear, okay, you basically have to drive about 50 hours in the first 30 days to get that bonus. But this bonus can be a lot of money. It can go anywhere, I find, from, let's say, $350 all the way up to about $1,200. And it does depend upon the area, which I've always found very interesting that Lyft does it like that. But like I said, this bonus can be very high. I'd say the average bonus, if I had to give like an exact average amount, is about $700 or $800. So imagine, they sign up through your link. You're like, hey, make sure you use my link. You do, let's say, 150 rides, making this up, in the first 30 days. You get an $800 bonus. I get an $800 bonus. We both go home happy, right? And this is a great way to make more money. One thing I will say to keep in mind, cool little pro tip, is don't use the automatic texting feature. Because sometimes, let's say, I live in LA. If, let's say, I were to text my friends through the app using the automatic text feature, it usually says something like this, like, hey, do you want to drive in Los Angeles? Get a $900 sign-on bonus if you sign up through Mark's link. But the problem is, and this happened to my friend who was in Ohio, he sent that link out to everybody. But some of his friends live in Florida. Some of them live in Massachusetts. Some of them live in California. And the problem is, some people might look at that and be like, oh, well, I'm not in this area that my friend's texting me about. Maybe his link doesn't qualify. So I do suggest go to the app, to the referral section, and manually copy that link or that code and maybe do like a custom text to your friends, like say if they do want to sign up, if like say you create like said content like myself, if like say, you know, however you want to do it, just post the link itself and add in your own text rather than the automatic text that Lyft and Uber gives you. Now, of course, is this something you can rely on, sending out your referral link over and over again to people, hoping they sign up? Not really. This is not something that you can, I'd say, 100% rely on, but it's a great, secondary source of income of like, say you're posting it in different places and whatnot, that you're like, oh wow, they sign up using my code. Great, that's more money in my pocket.